Is that better? Yeah, that should be it. All right, didn't have the audio input on.
Okay, yeah, now I can hear us.
Yeah, so yeah, we should be good. Yeah, we're live. All right, I'm going to check one more thing before we get started. If you want to say hi.
Hello, out there in BookTube land, or YouTube land, I guess. Anyone can watch this.
Okay, yeah, so the timer's on now.
Okay.
So I can actually get the timers up. Apparently, it just doesn't like it when we're not actually streaming, I think is the problem. So I think we want to... Yeah, and then we want to actually like start timer 2. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, now we got 15-minute timer going.
All right.
Cool. Great. Now everything's actually set up. We can talk about what we're going to be doing. I thought today was a productivity stream, but I was pleasantly surprised to see that it was reading sprints.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. I'm Traben. Hi, nice to meet you, or nice to have you back. I am host of Traben's Tomes, which is a BookTube channel for like fantasy, sci-fi, horror, manga, comic books, that side of BookTube. And you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Amanda. My channel is Amanda Should Be Reading, and I very much should be. I read a lot of the same stuff. We are married.
Yeah.
And I have not just invaded his home for reading sprints, although that would be funny.
It would be.
I'm just here for the sprints.
So yeah, I was saying something, and then we had to
You thought it was a productivity.
Okay, yeah, but it's reading sprints, which is good because we're exhausted.
So tired.
Today was our daughter's first soccer game day. Of like 6 or 8 games.
8. It's 8.
Okay, it's 8 weeks. And so yeah, we were up early. We were
out in the hot.
Yeah, and then just like everybody crashed when we got home. We got lunch afterwards and went to the bookstore, so we were up for a while afterwards. But once we got home, everybody crashed out, except for
our daughter who played in the game.
Yeah, who played in the game. She was fine, but it's just been a lot. So I'm glad it's not. I'm actually kind of glad it's not productivity. I think I set next week to be productivity.
You didn't feel like being productive?
No, I mean I've got stuff I've definitely got to do. There's some journaling things I need to take care of. But
I'm still tired.
I'm just in the mood for sitting and reading. So that's what I'm going to do. And so today, in a continued effort to catch up with my Fairy Loot backlog, I did a really good job January. I got January and February. I got through like almost 11 titles.
Well, you read, you had that initial 8 that you finished in January.
Yeah. And then there were like...
Or early February, I can't remember.
And since then, I think I've read like 3 more past that. But this is the second to last one. There's this one and one more on the shelf.
What's this one?
This is Cruel as the Light. So I actually started this up yesterday. I guess technically 2 days ago now.
We haven't slept yet. It's not a new day.
It's not a new day. But it's basically where I would describe... That last urban fantasy one I read, the
Darker by 4.
Darker by 4. I would describe Darker by 4 as like Bleach adjacent.
Okay, yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
It felt like Bleach coded.
Mm-hmm.
This feels kind of like Hellsing coded because it is
vampires.
Well, it's the Vatican and like Catholicism fighting demons.
Okay.
And it feels like it wants to be very edgy and very like there's been a lot more cursing in this than I'm used to seeing in these YA books, and also someone blew off someone's arm with a gunshot, and it's like a single shot, and so it's like, okay, the caliber of bullet you would have to have to just...
this wasn't like magic bullets. This was...
Unclear?
Unclear, okay.
But even if it was magic bullets, it's magic bullets that we are using to blast people's arms off with.
But what else would you do with magic bullets?
It just strikes me as kind of that over-the-top action thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's giving me like Hellsing vibes. Which is fine. Like, the Darker by 4 was probably one of the ones I enjoyed most of the ones I was reading. My complaint with this at this point is the same problem I had with what was it called? Curious Tides, in that there's a lot of there's a lot of world building stuff before you even get to the book. You have to learn all the different ranks of exorcists, and you have to learn all the ranks of demons, and there's a whole bunch of characters, and it just seems like it's hitting you with a lot up front. So I'm just trying to get through that, so hopefully like the story will start. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
I love how like this shows our difference in just like everything, because you have one book, very clear sense of what you're reading tonight.
Yes.
I don't know. I've got this. So my potentials tonight, because I'm not sure what I'm up for. I'm definitely going to start with the first issue of Marvel Mutts. I have no idea if this is actually an ongoing series or if this is all there is. There's a number 1 on it, which makes me feel like that means... With DC, I feel like I'm pretty certain that means it's continuing. But I don't know about Marvel. Mm-hmm. So this is about a bunch of Marvel dogs. 3 of whom I already loved, and 2 of whom are now my favorites. So... I love animals, super animals. It's my thing. So this, we were flipping through this earlier, does not have many words in it. This will be finished in very quickly because it is mostly just dog shenanigans. Yeah. Then to counteract the dog, I have Cat Gamer 7, which will probably be the next thing I read because it's the most recent volume we have and it's the only one I need to read to get caught up, and it's light and fun and should be easy to read for my tired brain. Yeah. Then, I don't know. Then we've got some questions. If I feel like I still want something with pictures, I've got Newsprints, which is a graphic novel that I no longer remember what it is about, but it is like very newsboy coded and like I like that aesthetic. So I just grabbed that. I've got a short story collection by Naomi Novik called Buried Deep and Other Stories. So if I feel like something short and sweet, I can check that out.
I'm interested in that one as well. I haven't read a short story collection this year.
Yeah. I have Strange Pictures by Uketsu, which I picked up off the recommendation of another booktuber and was just really interested. I found it when I went to an author signing event last month and immediately wanted to pick it up, but I was in the middle of March Madness, so I told myself I couldn't read it then, and so now that I'm done with that, I feel like this one is...
That's another one I want to read, and we have, what is the other one called? Strange House?
The Strange House, which is his next novel, but it hasn't been translated yet.
But the manga has.
The manga has, which is weird, because I believe the manga is clearly an adaptation. So it came second, but it's first out in the US because of licensing and stuff. So the Strange House manga, which I have the first 2 volumes of, is out in English, but the Strange House book isn't out yet. And Uketsu is like an internet personality that no one knows who they are. They're completely anonymous. And this one just sounded really interesting. It's horror, and I'm looking for good horror. So, and then I also have We Were Liars, which is one of my 25 for 25. It's a young adult book. It's a little lighter, and it's short. So I had this kind of as just a, oh yeah, maybe, if I feel like something less intense. Like if this is too thinky, or if I feel like I have to think about this one too much right now, this one would possibly be easier because it's for a younger audience. So I've got some choices.
We got someone in chat who's saying they're going to read some Golden Age Batman.
Ooh, cool, yeah!
So that's pretty
Nightwing is my favorite superhero, so I am a huge Batman fan. But Nightwing is my absolute favorite, so Golden Age Batman, all right.
Yeah.
I recently signed up for a huge like Batman collection thing.
Oh, you did get
Yeah,
that?
I finally signed up for it. My dad is getting it for me as a gift. So I finally signed up for it. So I should be getting my first one, which I think is, it's not Golden Age but it's Batman Year 1, I think is how they're starting it.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. I always like having more Batman to read.
Yeah, I've got several comics I need to get to, but I want to get through this first.
Your fairy loot has been kind of hanging over your head, so.
Yeah, and at least this one seems like the content is exciting. I think the next one is more of a romance. So.
What's the next? Do you remember what the next one is?
I don't recall the title. It's over there on my cart.
Yeah, it's over there.
I
went through it with you when you opened the box, and I don't remember, so.
Yeah.
The one I was most excited about you reading was the last one, which you were... what did you end up giving it?
I think that one ended up as 3 stars. So that was The Language of Dragons. I really liked the beginning part. I loved the linguistics aspect of it.
That's what I was really interested in.
There was some cool actual talk about very light linguistics elements. The main character is still a polyglot, which kind of reinforces that idea that you have to
speak a billion languages to be a linguist. Because most things, when they talk about linguistics, don't talk about linguistics. They're talking about translation.
Yeah, that is primarily what it is.
And that is very frustrating as a linguist.
Yeah.
And you can definitely be a linguist of another language that isn't yours. You can definitely speak multiple languages and be a linguist who focuses in another language. That's perfectly possible and fine. Yeah. But you can be a linguist who only speaks your native tongue and just studies the way your language works.
Yeah.
And I feel like that doesn't get represented nearly as much.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot more about translation. There were some interesting concepts in it, and about, I would say, not even halfway through, I was like, this isn't gonna finish.
Oh no.
This story is not gonna be a one and done. This is a series for sure. They made a very bold choice toward the end of the book.
Was that the thing that you were like telling me, like, oh, I wonder if they're gonna undo this
Yes.
a thing?
Yeah. And then the very last line of the book teases that they're going to reverse it in the second book. Right?
But you gotta wait for it.
Yeah, and it does so in a way that's like it's part of like a news. So one of the things I did like about it is it had a lot of like mixed media stuff in it.
Mixed media.
Kind of like it had news. It had like news clippings and stuff like that, like as periodic, like
in
palate
between
cleansers, essentially. And so the very last bit was this this news report of something that happens at the end of the book, and it ends with this like tease that I was also like,
why would this be in the
why
newspaper?
would this be in the newspaper? Like, nobody would care about this. This is not a detail that it's significant for you, the reader, but I don't think it'd be significant to a newspaper reading audience. So yeah, so it was. I was thinking it was going to get a 4-star because the beginning was very nice, but I feel like a number of aspects really dragged for a good long while, and the character, especially toward the end, there was a lot of like flip-flopping back and forth between this decision that was like the crucial idea behind the book. And I felt like we did it one too many times. We had too many of these like repeats.
Yeah, you were saying that the main character, it felt like they had to learn the same lesson over and over.
Yeah. So we have here.
We need a better setup where you could see chat more easily. Because you're kind of like, ugh, and I can't see it at all from here.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, like, I could move the screen like this.
Does that make it better?
A little bit. Yeah. So. All right. We've got a little under 2 minutes. Do you want to read a mystery before we get started?
Oh, should we mystery it up?
Yeah.
So one thing we've been doing on stream for a while is before our sprints, I read a minute mystery set in the 90s from this book called Death at Blockbuster. They have been hit and miss.
Hit or miss, yeah, for sure.
So let's see where we're at. We read the Y2K Death Code.
We did read that one, yeah.
Alright, so our next one is called Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Bah! The sound of frustrated sheep filled the air. Detective Wolf wandered the length of the corral, observing the circuitous hoof shapes of the confused ovines. A young farmhand struggled to open the paddock on the outside of the gate. Sorry, Detective, trying to get them out of the way. Lying dead in the mud just on the other side of the gate was Dr. Heather Blake, a renowned geneticist who'd been in the media for her controversial but miraculous leaps in sheep cloning. Blunt force trauma. Polly was her favorite, whispered the scientist who found her, but she was so focused on the science that she couldn't see the threats around her. What kind of threats? Asked Detective Wolf. Oh, you know, some people thought she was trying to play God, and they were very vocal about it. We get death threats all the time, but I didn't think it could actually happen. We have security for a reason. The security guard put his hands up. Listen, Doc, I was patrolling the other side of the premises. When I made my way back here, she was on the ground and some guy was running away. I tore my pleather coat on the gate trying to catch him. Why was she in there in the first place? Wolf asked the doctor. She went into the corral to do her normal checks on the animals, to see whether they're behaving naturally, how they interact. Detective Wolf sighed deeply. I know one thing for sure. Someone here isn't behaving like they're in their natural habitat. Dun dun dun! Who killed Dr. Blake?
Sure. I'll think about it.
I think I already have a theory based on a really silly detail.
Okay. Also, Polly, a much better name for a cloned sheep.
Than Dolly?
Than we actually got. Yeah, I think so.
It's 1 letter off!
Yeah, but like Polly could be like multiple.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Maybe. I'll allow it. So
Alright.
yes, ruminate over your mystery while you read your book. We're gonna do 45 minutes, and then we'll come back for a 15-minute chat.
Yeah.
So we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah. All right.
Enjoy your reading, and we'll see you soon.
All right, we're back. All right. Yep, audio's picking up. And we'll get the timer on. Another Batman in the comments. Scorpio's here. Reading Batman versus Robin.
Yay, all the Batman comics.
Grant Morrison. I didn't want to
Have I read that one?
I don't recall.
I can't. I read a lot of comics during that time when Morrison was in charge of a lot of the Batman stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't quite place that. Is that before or after Battle for the Cal continuity rise? Do you know, Scorpio? I don't know. I can't recall if I've read that part, but I was reading a lot of stuff around that time.
Yeah, I don't remember Batman versus Robin. I don't remember which one that one is. Also wanted to mention... Scorpio says no idea.
Okay, no worries.
Clipsters was also mentioning To All the Boys I Loved Before, which I didn't recognize the title, but when I was looking it up, I think it's one that a bunch of my students have been reading.
That would make
recently.
sense. It's a really popular YA. Jason at Easy Cat was reading it fairly recently. He read the whole series.
Yeah, and you were saying there was a TV series as well?
Yeah, they did a set of, I think, 3 movies for the books.
Okay.
So there's a movie for each book, I want to say. And then they did a spin-off series with, is it her sister? You don't know. Why am I looking at you?
Yeah,
there's a spin-off Netflix series called Exo Kitty that stars Kitty, who I believe a like side character.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's Laura Jean's sister.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. But she's related. And so the spin-off show was very popular recently. Like, that was why Jason was rereading them, because he wanted to watch Exo Kitty, and he hadn't finished the series.
Yeah.
So he was reading the series so he could watch the movies so he could watch Exo Kitty.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I watched his reviews.
Okay.
I watched his shorts.
So what were you able to get through in that first sprint?
I got through, as expected, Marvel Mets and Cat Gamer 7. Mm-hmm. So we did the dogs and the cats thing.
Yeah.
That's not... There we go.
The dogs and the cats.
They opened opposite ways, so my brain had trouble there.
Yeah.
I love all the Marvel doggies.
Mm.
This had very little talking. It was very much just dog shenanigans.
You got through that so fast.
It was so short.
Yeah.
My favorite chapter is the one where it shows different Marvel characters walking all the dogs. So you see how, like, the different Marvel characters interact with the dogs, and it was just really funny and really well done. Just like how their powers would help or hinder their taking care of these dogs, and how like creative they are at using them to take care of the dogs. It was really cute. I liked it a lot. I would read more of this, but I don't know if there is more of this. But
so yeah, I was going to ask, was there any indication in there if there's going to be more?
There's nothing. It says the end, but
Okay.
all the little chapters ended with the end. Mm-hmm. Like, each story ended with the end. Oh, there was a Flurkin in here, too, which I loved, because I love Goose. There's nothing at the end of, like, check it out in Volume 2. And I haven't looked this up to see if this was just... Is this a one and done? But that's why I bought it, is I was worried there wasn't going to be more of this. Mm-hmm. Like a collected edition. Yeah. If this continues, I will 100% buy the trade. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if this was just a one-shot, or if it's continuing, and it's so hard to tell with comics. Yeah. Unless you're following it. And I'm not anymore. I used to really follow comics really closely. Like, I was... weirdly enough, when I was living in Japan, was ordering comics shipped to me at a pretty penny. Mm-hmm. But I was really in touch with what was coming out, and what was new, and what was where. And I was really on the pulse. Partially because it was a good distraction from everything, and it was a good, like, diversion every month when I got my big old box of comics. I had a whole bunch of stuff to read. But I really, for, like, about 5 years there, I had really had my pulse on current comic continuity. Mm-hmm. And I really haven't since then. Since then, I mostly pick up trades. I don't read much as it comes out. Mm-hmm. I do buy a few volumes when they're coming out, but I don't even necessarily always read them until they come out in trade to support the series. But
Okay. How about Cat Gamer? How was that?
Cat Gamer was super cute. I'm so sad the next volume is the last one. I agree with you. I'm glad that they're ending it when either they were done with the concept or I'm glad they're not gonna like drag it on and do the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah.
It's really cute. I love the characters in this. This also had stories involving rhythm games, specifically Taiko no Tatsujin, and deduction games, which are two of my favorite types of games.
That was why that one stood out to me as a stronger
title. So seeing this one feature things I really liked, and not just... A lot of them have focused on, like, shooter games or, like, Monster Hunter type games.
RPGs, yeah.
RPGs, a lot of RPG stuff. And I play RPGs. Mm. But these two especially, I was like, yeah, more, like... slightly more niche games.
Yeah, I just don't have the time for long RPGs.
But I still love them.
Yeah, I think the last one I tried was the last Mega 10 game.
Yeah.
But I got a little bit...
I remember you playing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this. This was volume 7. If you like cats and video games, you should read this. It's great. It's short. It's fun. I really like this series. It's just been a joy the whole time. Volume 8 will be the last one. It's not coming out till August, I just looked up. Mm-hmm. Which is weird and sad that I have to wait that long. Yeah. But I'm caught up on the series, which is one of the few manga series that I am reading that I'm actually caught up on. So, good job, Cat Gamer. Yeah. How much did you get read?
Not too terribly much. I think I went from I got like 20 pages in. I was walking around.
Yeah, I saw you getting kind of distracted.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to call you out on it, though.
Well, and you were telling me, every third page on your book.
I can't help how cute it was, and you got mad at me in your voice. I could tell you were mad at me, so I stopped. You were like, yeah, okay. And I was like, oh, he doesn't want to hear about my cuteness anymore. I'll stop.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I read about 20 pages. There was a lot of death. There was a massacre.
Death.
Yeah, someone got split in half by lightning.
Wow, by lightning.
It's very unnatural lightning. There was a demon that could control it.
Split in half by demon lightning. Okay.
Yeah. So,
at least that's memorable.
Yeah, it was rather violent.
Who's the author of this one?
This is Sophie Clark. Let's see.
I'm not familiar.
Didn't read it all. Favorite manga series?
Oh no! Well, you was easy.
I mean, One Piece is.
One Piece is your answer.
One Piece is my favorite. Yeah. After that, I would really recommend Witch Hat Atelier.
Witch Hat is up there for me. I need to read more of it.
I've been reading. Akane Banashi has been really good. And then I love the gambling
death game subgenre.
So I've been reading Alice in Borderland most recently. I like Kakegurui, but also I understand that Kakegurui is problematic in a number of ways.
Yeah.
To recommend. So yeah, that's kind of my major ones.
My big ones right now. I love Wotakoi.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite shoujo series. I really like Cat Gamer. I like Witch Hat, although I haven't read as much of it as you. I need to get caught up and read more.
It's really good.
But enough of what I read was yeah, this is great. I'm sold. I really like Blue Lock for just a fun, but that's because I'm a big soccer fan. I don't know, but you liked it too, and you're not as...
Blue Lock's a very interesting...
Blue Lock's so weird.
Yeah, Blue Lock's very interesting because it's the antithesis of all sports manga. Where most sports manga, it's about coming together as a team and rallying and winning the tournament, and Blue Lock's very much destroy your competition or subsume them under your own power.
Be the best.
Yeah, it's very
cannibalize them for your own good.
That's very
I like soccer, so I like it. But it does have its downsides as there are no female characters. Well, there's one. I guess she's a character in so much as she exists in the book, but she has no personality that I could tell you.
And she's a side character for side characters.
Yeah, you see her very rarely.
Yeah.
Although I'm really interested in where the book's going to go once they're out of Blue Lock, because I know that they are on teams.
eventually.
Yeah. So, like, I'm really interested in knowing, like, what happens when that happens.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in the match against the U20s? U18s? U18s.
Okay.
And so I'm enjoying that one. What else do I like? We have a lot of manga.
Yeah, I know. When someone's like, what are your favorites? You're like, oh, I've forgotten every manga that's ever existed.
All-time favorite, one of my all-time favorites is probably Full Metal Alchemist. Mm-hmm. I love Full Metal Alchemist. I have never finished the manga in English.
Okay, yeah.
So we were living in Japan when Full Metal Alchemist was finishing.
Yeah.
And I was picking it up monthly and not translating the chapters so much as just kind of absorbing what I could. A very light reading, not a very close reading, because there was a lot of kanji I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like the word alchemist. How often does that come up? Anything related to alchemy, like I wasn't going to know the words. And I did watch the anime that was coming out in Japanese at the time. Yeah. So I know what happens, but there's a lot of the nuance in the monologuing that did go over my head. But I loved Full Metal Alchemist. Those characters are fantastic. It's a series worth revisiting if you haven't checked it out. Yeah.
There's like two. So there's one coming out called Hero Organization. It's a Shonen Jump comic, and it's about mecha. It's like the first mecha Shonen Jump like ever, I think. And like it's getting a lot of hype in the circles I've been I frequent, and so I went ahead and ordered the Japanese copy through Kinokuniya. So it's like the first time in a while that I'm gonna read something in Japanese because I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because you're gonna struggle because it's been a while since you've read anything.
Yeah. And then the other one that I know...
But you also have a lot more tools than you did the last time you were reading things in Japanese, so...
Yeah. And then another one that I think is really good, but is not available stateside right yet, is Liar Game. I love Liar Game a lot.
I'm so surprised Liar Game hasn't gotten... With, like, Squid Game being popular...
Yeah.
And, like, that genre really coming over...
It's very close to that.
I'm so surprised that Liar Game hasn't gotten picked up in publication by a U.S., at least for like an online and then eventual in print. Like, it just seems like it would be right up there with the things that are in vogue right now, and it's already there. All they have to do, like, they don't have to wait. They could rapid release it and, like, capitalize on the popularity of the genre right now.
Yeah. And it's another one of those that we had that really weird situation where you could find the DVDs, or like you could we've seen it subtitled.
Yeah, at least the movie. We watched the movie subtitled.
I think I might have the movie
with subtitles.
With subtitles, but then we don't like localize it.
Yeah.
And there was this real. I know there was one. There was a kaiji movie that we saw on a plane.
And the Leighton movie.
Yeah, that were subtitled.
On the plane.
But that's the only place you could find them subtitled.
If you bought the DVDs did not have the English subtitle track.
It's just so bizarre.
So weird, because someone subtitled the movies.
And then they were like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Don't put it on the DVD. Don't release it.
Because was that my rewatch? That was my second watch of the Leighton movie, I believe.
We went and saw it in theaters.
Yeah, because we went and saw it in theaters with no subtitles.
Yeah.
Which was... I understood far more of that one than I thought I would.
That's the one where you knew about the...
No, that was the Conan movie.
This with the stars?
Yes.
Seiza.
Yeah, we went and saw a Detective Conan Case Closed movie in theaters, and I was with my friend who spoke much better Japanese than I did. Mm-hmm. And I understood all the, like, school kid parts. Yeah. But they would go to the police, and the police would be talking, and I'd be like, I don't understand any of the cop jargon. I'm totally out. But I understood that, like, the crime scenes were taking place in a pattern that was the same as a constellation, partially because I knew the word for constellation.
Because we had gone to the planetarium. And we're very confused why people were talking about Seiza.
Seiza, which is, there's a lot of homophones in Japanese because it's a syllabary language. Uh-huh. And so there's, like, the very proper way of sitting is Seiza. And that's also the Japanese word for constellation, so we had to look that up.
Yeah, because we were horribly confused.
And I was talking to my friend after the movie, and she was like, yeah, I didn't get what they were talking about here. And I was like, I did. It's constellations. And she was like, oh. And I was like, so proud of myself that I had understood that when she hadn't. Because she spoke much better Japanese than I did. Yeah. So.
This was our friend that was taking like the Japanese kanji tests. Yeah. Like beyond the N1, like the one that you usually take as an American learning Japanese. Like she was taking the ones that like her coworkers were like, why are you learning this kanji? Nobody uses it.
Yeah.
Well, we've got about 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Oh, we never solved our mystery. I guess we need
to solve our mystery, and then we need to have a new mystery. So we're going to go over a little.
That's okay. So should I reread the mystery, or should we just summarize?
Go ahead and reread it. Okay. Because I like hearing it again, because I don't normally get all the details the first time.
And it's always a silly little detail, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're just joining us, we're doing a minute mystery. This one's called Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. I'm going to read it again, then we'll discuss and read the solution.
Sure.
And then we'll read another one to ruminate on while you sprint. All right, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. Bah! The sound of frustrated sheep filled the air. Detective Wolf wandered the length of the corral, observing the circuitous hoof steps of the confused ovines. A young farmhand struggled to open the paddock on the outside of the gate. Sorry, Detective. Trying to get them out of the way. Lying dead in the mud just on the other side of the gate was Dr. Heather Blake, a renowned geneticist who'd been in the media for her controversial but miraculous leaps in sheep cloning. Blunt force trauma. Polly was her favorite, whispered the scientist who'd found her, but she was so focused on the science that she couldn't see the threats around her. What kind of threats? Asked Detective Wolf. Oh, you know, some people thought she was trying to play God, and they were very vocal about it. We get death threats all the time. But I didn't think it could actually happen. We have security for a reason. The security guard put his hands up. Listen, Doc, I was patrolling the other side of the premises. When I made my way back here, she was on the ground and some guy was running away. I tore my pleather coat on the gate trying to catch him. Why was she in there in the first place? Wolf asked the doctor. She went into the corral to do her normal checks on the animals, to see whether they're behaving naturally, how they interact. Detective Wolf sighed deeply. I know one thing for sure. Someone here isn't behaving like they're in their natural habitat.
Okay, so like two things I noticed. Two things.
Uh-huh.
Well, the most obvious for me is like the farmhand is struggling with a lock outside the gate. Right? That seems odd. Considering that she was going in there.
Well, the padlock's on the outside. Oh, that it's padlocked?
Well, and that he's struggling with it. And then, that's padlocked from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one security guy says that he tore his...
Pleather
jacket.
Pleather jacket, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like it.
His pleather coat.
Seems like an important detail. Like
I agree. I'm like, that's silly enough that it's like, because that is fake leather.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I don't know why that's important.
It strikes me like the farmhand is the one that's out of place.
So you think it's a farmhand. I'm going to say, well, should we read the clues?
Sure, read the clues.
Now, some of these clues will be irrelevant. The crime scene was a corral filled with cloned sheep.
Mm-hmm.
The farmhand struggled to open the deadbolt on the gate. The victim was lying in the mud by the gate. The doctor who found her said they often received death threats. The security guard gave chase to a suspect, ripping his pleather coat in the process. I think it's the security guard.
Okay, I think it's the farmhand.
All right, let's find out.
But, like, I can't tell you why.
I can't tell you why. All right, are we ready?
We're ready.
I'm thinking it's the pleather coat is the detail, and that he's some kind of, like, animal activist. I don't know.
Okay,
like
it's
like
fake because it's not real leather.
No cloning. I don't know.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay, go ahead.
Because the only people who wear pleather are villainous and weird, I guess.
Sure.
Solution: the security guard killed the victim.
Okay. Yeah.
If the victim were going into the corral, she wouldn't have locked the padlock from she wouldn't have locked the padlock from the inside. The security guard locked her in from the outside, is what it should have said.
Okay.
The security guard locked her in and hit her from the other side of the gate. The security guard mentioned that he was wearing a pleather coat, which gave away that he may have disapproved with animal testing.
Sure.
He was one of the extremists the other doctor was referring to, but he'd snuck his way into the job. That's like claiming that everyone who eats salad is like a vegetarian.
Scorpio also waited on security
Yeah,
guards.
right. We had Scorpio.
Yeah.
That's so strange.
Well, but the detail I noticed was also important, that it was
Where the padlock.
where the
Yeah,
padlock
that the padlock was on the gate. Yeah. But yeah, what a weird, like, he was wearing pleather, so he must hate animal testing. Like, it's also just cheaper.
Yeah. These are astonishing leaps that would not...
Huge leaps.
That would not hold up in a court of law. But he was wearing pleather. I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, what?
I'm throwing this case out.
All right, let's read another one to ruminate on as we sprint our final sprint.
Okay.
Because we know our camera will die if we go.
Yeah, I did
too
go.
far
I went about 2.5 hours last week, and that's
it died almost right at exactly 2.5. So,
yes.
All right, this one is called "Fun in the Sun." The ocean roared against the jetty, waves crashing and glistening in the fading afternoon light. Detective Wolf made his way toward the police tape just beyond the beach volleyball net. A group of women in string bikinis turned up "What a Man" on their boombox as he walked by, and Detective Wolf lowered his sunglasses in amused condemnation. The detective approached the scene, seeing a young woman with wet hair, a neon bathing suit, and blue lips lying dead on the ground. Her tan skin revealed a line of pale shapes around her neck, and an affection for baby oil. A crowd of sun-kissed 20-somethings hovered together by the volleyball net. "Tina didn't know how to swim. What was she even doing in the water?" shouted a man in board shorts. Exasperated, he put his hands through his Zach Morris hair. "Did anyone see her go in?" Detective Wolf asked. "I was tanning in the nude section," the bronzed brunette smiled as she clutched her pearls. "Not a tan line in sight." A blonde rolled her eyes. "Ignore her, detective. She's not domesticated." It was so crowded. A few of us went to get slushies, and Ted and Amy were playing beach volleyball. I thought she said she was just going for a walk up on the jetty, but then it was like, "My serve." Ted shrugged, but his wraparound sunglasses hid his eyes. "She must have drowned by accident," said Board Shorts. "She drowned all right, but it wasn't an accident," said the detective as he pulled out a pair of handcuffs. "Who killed Tina?"
That's a lot of people.
It was a lot of things. I'm not even sure who's who.
That's a lot of characters really fast.
I'm not even sure who is who.
All right. Well, we will
ruminate upon that for when we return.
Leather coat was a weird detail.
It was
Agreed.
so weird.
Agreed. Alrighty. 45
Enjoy your reading.
minutes.
We'll see you in 45 minutes.
Yes. All right. Well, I mean, I had like 2, so... But we're back on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead. We've already been on for 2:21, so let's go ahead and read our thing.
Let's solve a mystery.
Yeah, because we're gonna... I think the camera's gonna die soon.
Okay, should we reread it, or should we just... Yeah, I guess we need to reread it. This one's insane.
This one has a lot of characters.
Okay. Fun of the sun. The ocean roared against the jetty, waves crashing and glistening in the fading afternoon light. Detective Wolf made his way toward the police tape just beyond the beach volleyball net. A group of women in string bikinis turned up "What a Man" on their boombox as he walked by, and Detective Wolf lowered his sunglasses in amused condemnation. The detective approached the scene, seeing a young woman with wet hair, a neon bathing suit, and blue lips lying dead on the ground. Her tan skin revealed a line of pale spheres around her neck, and an affection for baby oil. A crowd of sun-kissed 20-somethings hovered together by the volleyball net. "Tina didn't know how to swim. What on earth was she doing in the water?" shouted a man in board shorts. Exasperated, he put his hands through his Zach Morris hair. "Did anyone see her go in?" Detective Wolf asked. "I was tanning in the nude section." The bronze brunette smiled as she clutched her pearls. Not a tan line in sight. A blonde rolled her eyes. "Ignore her, detective. She's not domesticated." It was so crowded. A few of us went to get slushies, and Ted and Amy were playing beach volleyball. "I thought she said she was just going for a walk on the jetty, but then it was like my serve," Ted suggested, but his wraparound sunglasses hid his eyes. "She must have drowned by accident," said Board Shorts. "She drowned all right, but it wasn't an accident," said the detective as he pulled out a pair of handcuffs. Okay, I think I know who killed Tina.
I think I know who killed Tina, too. Before we get to that, the Scorpio said they read 20 pages of Witch Hat. So,
all right! Yay!
All right.
More converts for the Witch Hat.
Yes. What were your thoughts on it? Let us know. Like, I'm very interested.
I love the art in Witch Hat. Like, the
So
art alone
good.
is worth checking out because it's so good.
Okay, so it's about the tan.
Yeah.
She had a tan...
With small spheres.
So the girl who has the
pearl
even
necklace.
tan with the pearl necklace.
She stole her necklace. Murdered her.
And I guess also murdered her.
For some reason.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and read the solution?
I'll read the clues just because I have a bookmark there. Tina is dead from drowning in the ocean. Thank you, clues. She is in her bathing suit and had tan lines around her neck. The friends said they were scattered. The bronze brunette clutching her pearls was in the nude section, and the blonde was getting slushies, and Ted and Amy were playing beach volleyball. Ted said Tina wandered off to the jetty just before her drowning. Number 12. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
The bronze brunette killed Tina. Tina's neck had tan lines, indicating there had recently been a necklace around her neck. But the brunette had no tan lines from tanning in the nude section.
Mm-hmm.
She was clutching the pearls she had ripped off of Tina's neck before Tina fell into the ocean. She knew Tina couldn't swim, and it would look like an accidental drowning. I felt like that one was fairly straightforward.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many of these, like, 5-minute mysteries are about...
mysteries.
No, I'm talking about, like, just in general, like, the very short mystery stuff have to do with tans. Like, that comes up frequently. Let's see here... Yeah. Alright. Scorpio says it's interesting so far.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love the art. Coco is just so cute and whimsical.
Well, I think I've talked about it before. I don't know if I've done a review for it, but I should if I haven't done it. I also feel like it's one of the more progressive comics. Whereas a lot of Japanese media can still be rather flippant and like play off certain things as like jokes.
I was surprised especially by the disability rep because that's not something you see a lot in Japanese media, at least that I've been exposed to.
Yeah. Disability rep, there's LGBTQ+, and all of it's treated as just like normal. It's just like the most, it's not like, it's not highlighted, it's not like...
It's not a conflict. Yeah.
So I really appreciate that about it.
I started Strange Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little prologue that is just... I have a feeling it's going to come up later, but it's kind of just there at the moment about a picture. And then the story I'm reading right now is about some pictures. Oh no! Lost my place. Overzealous with my bookmark.
Teach you to fling that around.
I talk with my hands. I can't help it. So I am like at the climax. I have like 4 pages left where we're figuring out the secret of these pictures in the first story.
Okay. The two principal characters of Cruel as a Light have met now. Their stories have come together, and so I imagine from this point on, it's going to be a lot more easy to follow because it's not like this character's over here and this character's over here and filling us in on all this stuff. I think we've got the world established, we've got the characters established, we have the main antagonists sorted. I'm about 100 pages in.
I read 50 pages in this.
So that's pretty good.
This read quick. I don't usually read that fast lately.
I got about not quite 40. I think it was at page 60. I'm on page 95.
Although it does help that like there are pictures.
Yeah.
That take up certain space so that like when you read, like it's got. Mm-hmm. It's not like reading 50 pages of full text.
Yeah.
But still, I choose to be proud of myself.
I would be proud. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So not to hasten this too much, but I am a little concerned that the camera's just going to straight up die.
Straight up die.
So we'll do like some wrapping up stuff. Down here, I have our upcoming things. So next week will be a productivity stream, and then the week after will be more reading sprints, and then probably the week after that we'll do Ethereum, the book related board game that we've had for a year now probably and have not played yet.
What?
So yeah, so that will be our upcoming stuff. I appreciate everybody coming by. Yeah, see you next week, Scorpio.
Yeah, thank you for coming back. We appreciate you.
Yes. So yeah, I guess we'll just kind of sign off.
I hope you read good stuff.
Yeah, I hope your reading journey is going well. Like, comment, subscribe, help us grow this corner of our BookTube community. We should be having our recap of the March Madness TBR swap coming out soon.
We have filmed it. We just haven't edited yet.
Yeah, and it's like an hour of footage.
It's a lot of footage. We talked a lot.
An hour each.
We talked a lot.
Yeah. So we're working on it though. It'll be out soon. So look forward to that. Other than that, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do my bookmark tag soon because I finally found the bookmark I was missing, and then I don't know. Some reviews, I'm sure.
Who knows?
It'll be fun. It'll be exciting.
Could be fun.
Do you have anything coming up?
I'm hoping to start my manga tournament soon, although I don't know how soon those will be posted, because I don't want to post it until I have more of the rounds done, so that I don't just post one and it sits before the next round gets posted. Mm-hmm. So that might be when I film, but don't post right away.
Okay. I
have some books that I've read that I want to do reviews for, but I'm still weighing over exactly how I want to do reviews.
Okay.
Like if I want to do them very casual or more pre-written or thought out. I really haven't decided yet if I want to use any kind of grading metric or if I'm just going to go talk about vibes.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm kind of trying to decide that before I go into it. Because the one review I filmed, I had to film over like three sessions because the camera kept dying. And it is a rambly mess that I'm not even sure I can coherently edit into a coherent bit.
Yeah, do your best.
So I don't know. I haven't looked at it because it's been a little overwhelming.
Okay.
But
all right. Well, those are some things to look forward to. We hope to see you guys next week.
Have a great week.
And yeah, thanks for coming by. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye. Stay good and well. Read good stuff. Bye.